if you want to be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to have, just, better performance overall, I would say you definitely need to get some sleep. And then there's different things you can do to kind of optimize that sleep, like having a routine that you end up going to sleep at the same time. You can start to optimize those things, right? Like not having technology at a certain point.
Right before you go to bed, right?
Oh yeah, it's huge, yeah. And just like small things too, of like, like you'll have pro athletes and they end up, blacking out rooms. So there's no light that's going to interfere, with melatonin. And you have, so there's a lot of ways where we can start to improve sleep, so you have total sleep time and then you have optimized time. And we're trying to basically kind of build those two out, and say, okay, well, if you get 8 hours of sleep and I get 7 hours of sleep, but I'm going to sleep at the same time, I'm not having technology at nighttime and I'm blacking out my room at nighttime. Well, if we measure those two, even though you're going to sleep an hour before I am, my recovery might be better than yours because of the things that I'm doing as I'm preparing to go to sleep and then what I'm doing actually as I'm sleeping. And so there's a lot of, I know there's a lot of parents who are like, hey, summer school's been going on right now and they got tournaments and there's a lot of priorities, right? And I know sleep's important, but, they got to get their grades up. And so, and that's kind of life, right? It's kind of just figuring out, okay, well, totally get that. But, sleep's still important, right? No matter what, even though you have a lot of things going on. So let's make it important, not by like, making you stressed out because we're trying to get you to sleep earlier, but maybe we just make that sleep better by the habits that we create, as we start to get into that time, right?
Right. So creating a consistent pattern, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. But listen, man, you've covered a lot of great information, and before I get you to talk about how, what's the best way, the audience can follow you, get in touch with you, follow you on Facebook, I want to open it up for some Q&A, Jonathan, because you've done a lot of good information. We've got Darren, we've got Kendall, we've got Corey, we've got Kari on, and they may have a question or two. So I want to open up the lines and see if anyone has any questions. So I think Darren has a question first. Go ahead, Darren.
Yeah, I do. Thanks, Ro. How you doing tonight, Jonathan?
What's up, Darren? How you doing?
Doing okay. So, talk to me a little bit about, sort of your workout philosophy. How much of it is sort of traditional golf-specific stuff, and how much of it is, say, your regular, athletic development, acceleration, deceleration, power stuff, jump squats, that sort of thing?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, normally we would end up kind of testing you out, and so TPI has a power test. And from there, we can start to look at your pull strength, your push strength, your vertical jump, your throwing a medicine ball. So there's all these different tests. And then from there, we just kind of end up looking and saying, okay, well, based on these tests, we noticed that, your leg strength is low and your vertical jump is low, right? And so now all of a sudden we got to get you into lifting more weights with your legs. So you would have a higher focus of leg strength and then leg development power development as far as jumping more and jumping more often. And so it's really kind of looking at it from like, we have some norms of where you need to fall in. And then from there, that kind of dictates where the training goes. And so we still want to jump. We still want to throw medicine balls. We still want to do those kind of, speed development, power development things. It's just knowing that one of them might have a little bit, as we have like a pie chart, right? And we start kind of splitting that up time-wise, we might end up just allocating a little bit more time to one of those needs based on where you're at. So we can kind of look to see, do you need more upper body strength, lower body strength? And then where do you need that lower body or upper body strength? Or do you need more power strength, or do you need more speed strength?
That's good. That's good. All right. We got a question from Kendall Jackson. She's one of our top juniors, Jonathan, in Houston, Texas. Kendall?
Hello. How are you?
Hey, Kendall.
Go ahead, Kendall. He can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes. So I just had a specific member. I either heard something or read something.
Yeah.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I know. I've heard either read or heard something that I know females, our wrists tend to be a little bit more weaker, and that we have to make sure we're stretched. So what are some things that me as a female golfer, I need to make sure I'm aware of so far as stretching or strength?
Yeah, so I would say one of the tendencies we'll end up seeing with more female golfers, especially when we start to kind of go into like some like speed work and athletic development, is that they